Judge Frank Murphy has one hell of a history you guys might find interesting, so stick around. I'm gonna scrub his headstone and give you guys a little history lesson. Don't worry, I'm not gonna be talking the whole time. I'm just gonna let editing and whatever do some documentary stuff style. Cool. All right, great.
Judge Frank Murphy was born in Harbor Beach, Michigan in 1890. Back then, it was known as Sand Beach, Michigan. Frank Murphy's parents were John F. Murphy and Mary Brennan, both Irish immigrants and very devout Catholics. Frank Murphy, following in his father's footsteps, became a lawyer and attended the University of Michigan Law School and graduated with a BA in 1912 and an LLB in 1914. He was also a member of Sigma Chi fraternity and the Senior Society Michigama.
Boy, I tell you what, that judge sure reminds me awfully a lot of the judges I've had to face. Believe me, there's quite a few. There was Roseville, Michigan, St. Clair Shores, Michigan, Tuscola County, St. Clair County, I believe some other cities. Yeah, there's just a couple.
Thanks for that, Lee. Murphy was admitted to the State Bar Exam of Michigan in 1914, after which he clerked with Detroit law firm for 3 years. He then served with the American Expeditionary Forces in Europe during World War I, achieving the rank of captain. After leaving Germany in 1919, he remained abroad afterwards to pursue his graduate studies.
You know something? I really need to put in the community service hours, so I might as well just do the rest of the family while I'm here. Yay.
He did his graduate work at Lincoln's Inn in London and Trinity College in Dublin. Those universities is where he developed a need to decide cases based on his more holistic notions of justice. On August 9th of 1919, Murphy was appointed and took the oath of office as a first Assistant United States Attorney for the Eastern District of Michigan. When Murphy began his career as a federal attorney, the workload of the attorney's office was increasing at a rapid rate, mainly because of the number of prosecutions resulting from the enforcement of the national prohibition. The government's excellent record in winning convictions in the Eastern Michigan District was practically due to Murphy's record winning all but one of the cases he prosecuted.
In case you're wondering, I didn't hurt anybody. I just like to drink, that's all.
In 1923, Murphy was elected judge of the Recorder's Court on a non-participant partisan ticket. That's the word. Murphy took office as a judge in Detroit on January 1st, 1924, and served 7 years during the Prohibition era. The Prohibition was from 1920 to 1933. I don't think our town drunk here could have even made it 1 year, especially without getting in trouble.
Hey! You know, I'm not the worst one.
You keep telling yourself that, Mr. 480 hours of community service. Now, back to the main story. In 1930, Murphy ran as a Democrat and was elected mayor of Detroit. He served from 1930 to 1933 during the first years of the Great Depression. In 1931, the mayor's unemployment committee raised funds for its relief effort and worked to distribute food and clothing to the needy, and a legal aid subcommittee volunteered to assist with the legal problems of the needy clients. By 1933, after Murphy's second term as mayor, the reward of big government job was waiting for him. President Roosevelt appointed Murphy as Governor General of the Philippine Islands. Murphy was sympathetic to the plight of ordinary Philippines, especially the land-hungry and obsessed tenant farmers, and emphasized the need for social justice. I cannot get through this. On November 3rd, 1936, Murphy was elected the 35th governor of Michigan. He beat Republican nominee Frank Fitzgerald and served a 2-year term. During his 2 years in office, an unemployment compensation system was instituted and mental health programs were improved. In 1939, Roosevelt appointed Murphy the 56th Attorney General of the United States. 1 year after becoming Attorney General, on January 4th, 1940, Murphy was nominated by President Roosevelt as Associate Justice of the Supreme Court. He was sworn in on February 5th, 1940. During World War II, he served in the Army Reserve during 3 months of the 1942, while the court was in recess. He served as the executive officer to the Chief of Staff of the United States Army, George C. Marshall. He retired with the rank of Lieutenant Colonel. In 1944, Murphy acted as a chairman of the National Committee Against Nazi Persecution and Extermination of the Jews and of the Philippine War Relief Committee. He promoted the rescue of European Jews and to combat the anti-Semitism in the United States. This voiceover is harder than you think. You give it a try. Fast forward to July 19th, 1949. Frank Murphy died in his sleep at the Henry Ford Hospital in Detroit, Michigan. There is now a museum in Harbor Beach, Michigan, of Frank Murphy's old residence. You can now visit during the summertime months. Frank Murphy also had over 10,000 people at his funeral. It's already a small enough graveyard. I don't even like it when one person is watching me rub on a rock. Dedicated to Frank Murphy's memory and honor, you can visit the Frank Murphy's Hall of Justice, located downtown Detroit, Michigan, and go see the Frank Murphy School District, also located in Detroit, Michigan. I thank you all for tuning in to this brief history lesson of Frank Murphy. There is so much more to his tale.
Okay guys, that wraps it up for today's video. I hope you enjoyed that little history lesson. Man, it's kind of cool. The cemetery I do community service at, there's a freaking governor of Michigan buried right there, and Supreme Court, and everything else is headstone set. The guy did a lot. Yeah, he lived a hell of a life. Alright, so do me a favor, Judge Murphy, if you're watching from the beyond. Alright, so do me a favor, Judge Murphy, if you're watching from the beyond, can you please stop by the Huron County Courthouse for me? Put in a good word. And Tuscola County. Don't forget Tuscola County. Thanks. Alright guys, please like and subscribe if you enjoyed that video and you want to see more content just like this. See you later. I forgot what I was going to say next. Judge Frank Murphy has a hell of a history. Boy, I tell you what, this judge, sir, where did I put my damn spray bottle?